Terve! It's time to do some performance tuning. It's a little bit funny to do this kind of tuning because I haven't heard the engine running at all with the old parts. So I might told you this earlier, but here is the second reason for me to upgrade the cylinder. I was a little bit concerned when I did the compression test and the compression wasn't that great. I thought that I might have worn down piston rings, and I kind of ignored that because of the there is paint on the lens. Yeah, I kind of ignored that because I was a little bit lazy. I just got the engine back up together and was eager to try it out. The second problem is that it's leaking oil somewhere between the lower engine and the cylinder. It might be just a bad base gasket, but that kept coming in my mind, and I thought that if I need to do something, open this or anything like that, I will change the cylinder. So we're going to change the old 249cc cylinder to 300cc cylinder. That's some sort of Chinese big bore kit they sell online, and it basically includes the cylinder, piston ring, head and base gasket, and all the stuff you need replacing cylinder. First I'm going to tear down the old one that you have seen already in the valve episodes, so I won't bore you with that kind of procedures. I will bring you back when the piston is removed and that kind of things. But let's do some time lapse now. Alright, welcome back. Everything from this point downwards will be new for me and for my channel, so I brought you guys and girl back. So the valves will stay. Wait a minute, I have been removing this. Sorry, wrong alert. Alright, let's take off the cylinder next. The cylinder nuts. These are the cylinder nuts. There's only 2 of them. I already see the cylinder going like this. There is huge gap there, and these are tight here, so let's just take it off. I hope the base is not twisted. I don't even know if it's possible, but I don't want to end up replacing every big piece of this engine. So should there be any other dingings left? Don't think so. So I have this rack covering the paint job, but I need another rack to cover the guts of the engine when I'm opening it. Basically should just come up. It's moving, that's good. Should have another hand yet again. Trying to look the word for the thing that I don't have any words. There goes the jug. Let's take a look of it. Piston rings looks actually pretty okay. Extra movement here. Nope. This is okay, but I'm trying to twiggle it this way, but it doesn't go. There should be like some kind of pins holding the piston. So there is this small thing here, the end of it, and the other end is there. And that's the thing holding the piece of tube inside there, so the piston won't get out. So let's take off the one side of the locking pins, and then we can slide the tube off, and then the piston will come up. Don't want to see anything inside the engine. Hard to do it with everybody of you in between here. So this kind of thingy was inside there. Yeah, do. So now should come out the piece of pipe. Might have some better word, but don't have it for you right now. Like this. I think the piston itself looks pretty okay. I don't see any roughness around it. Oh, now I need to take some Instagram material. Hey, by the way, you should follow my Instagram account too, because you can have more action from Instagram. It doesn't take time to edit, and I can like Instagram it. Kepperis Garage, you will find it. I think that now is good time to introduce the newcomer. So, ta-da! This is the old one, this is the new one, and 300 cc's, 250 cc's. You can see the difference by trying the old piston inside the new cylinder. It's like this wiener between the barn doors. That's the Finnish saying. Kikkeli ladon ovien välissä. Back to business. So this is the new piston, and it's bigger. It goes here and it makes burr sounds when it's ready. This looks actually great too, and it feels good. So the low compression might have been just my overreaction, but oh, okay, now I understand the oil leak. As you can see, here is half of the gasket from the base. How come here is even... oh, here is part of the old base gasket, and here is the base gasket too. So the previous owner must have forgot to remove the previous gasket before installing this, and it was leaking just from here, so that is the obvious reason for the leakage, and will be fixed with the new cylinder. That's great, because I was scared that like the base of the engine is twisted or there is some sort of bigger problem, but the gasket was the problem. Okay, so let's start putting it in. I think that I need to clean these first with something to get the Chinese dust out of it. So I'm going to use the gasket from the hot cell gasket kit. This other one was like slider and it's not that thick as this, so I believe this will do the trick better. Then we can start taking off the base gasket. It's dirty and cracked, all kind of dents, so I will toss it into bin. Next I need to get rid of all the dirt in the base, so how should I do that? A little bit of brake cleaner won't hurt anybody. it's Friday, so you can use the strong stuff. I think we're good to go with the new gasket here. First goes the snake. Then we try to twiddle it past that one. Great. We are ready to assemble the piston rings and put the piston inside the cylinder. There is a couple of ways doing this. One way to get this installed is to attach the piston rings and attach the piston with rings inside the cylinder. And when it's inside the cylinder, then just drop it down, and when it's on the correct place, when you can start pushing this in and lock it in. That might be our way to do it now. Another way is to install the piston first to the crank thingy, then drop down the cylinder and try to wiggle all the piston rings inside the cylinder and get it dropped down. It might be easy too, because we have this bevel, or what's this called? It's shaped in the way that it will suck it in. The service manual here says that I should have markings on the piston rings. There is N or R. N or R. There should be N or R letter marked on the top of piston ring. So we have two actual piston rings, top ring and the second ring. These three will form oil ring. The service manual says that you should look for the letter N or R marked at the top of this ring, but because this is performance tuning thingy, it of course has A and ATG, and it's not shaped like the original ones are. But on the piston itself there is a wider gap for the ring and one smaller gap for the ring, so these have only one place to go. Yeah, I just might start by adding the small lock ring here, so I don't forget it. When fitting the piston, the face of the triangle mark on the piston head to exhaust side. So yeah, let's start by putting this in. So that's in. Then go with the rings. I will add some engine oil here. So first with the spacer ring. I think this is not having any reverse how the way even it goes. That's there. Then goes the side rails, some oil, slippery when wet, and these side rails doesn't have any specific top or bottom ones, so we can use it in the order that it goes in. Then let's add the upper one. If you're assembling the used piston rings, you should use the same places for the rings. I might sound expert here, but I just read it from the manual. But that's how you learn, from the manual or by doing mistakes like me. Top and second ring, fat and thin ring. So the fat is lower one. So let's put the lettering upwards. I'm scared that I will snap the rings because I don't have the spare ones. You don't get these from Finland also. Alright, second one in, then the top one. Alright, the rings are now in. Here is the picture about how to align the ring gaps. This way, where the arrow points forward, and spacer gap should be north, then side rails, and top and second. So these are spread evenly around the piston. I'm using this pick to move the things. Now it shouldn't move anywhere. Next I will do the installation, I believe. Let's add some oil in the cylinder too, so we won't be doing it dry. Nobody likes that. So exhaust is down, arrow down, and I think that I just try to compress this by hand. I take them like this and let's see how it goes. Don't want to have any rubber inside there. So I need to take my finger out. Shape I mentioned earlier is actually doing its trick, so it will press the piston rings down. So it just slides in, which is good. Now those are also in. It made one ugly sound, I hope it doesn't matter. Can I press it down? Then press it back up. Is it making any epic scratches? Nothing special. Just need to hope that it's now correctly in. It did make one scratchy sound, but I think that it was the small spacer ring only took some twist to get it on position. Alright, so now it's ready to be installed in the engine. Let's do that. Yeah, I was looking about the installation of cylinder from the service manual, and it said that it should have like these locating pins at the two places here. I didn't find any of those, so those are two missing, but I was clever enough to ask if the seller did have any parts from the repair he did. What we have here, we have the pins here. When you are doing, by the way, this, if you are doing this and taking some advices here, I suggest now you would go and see that you will have the base gasket there, because it's very annoying to see that you don't have the base gasket in when this everything has been done and you are starting to install the head or something. I hope the piston won't drop out on its own. Go here first, then I will twiddle the chain. Then I aim for the holes. There is the holes. How is this possible to do with 2 hands? Probably with some luck. Let's put that there. Now I'm aiming for the piston to like touch the place for this one to go in. It looks like it's nearly there, so I can try to do this. Nope. Oh, fuck the crack. So the piston came off from the cylinder. That's no intentional, of course. Should we actually do it like the other way? Then we see that which way is better way. This should have some lube on too. Like that. Now that's in. Then we wrestle the pin in, I think. And still the arrow is on the exhaust side. Good. It would be funny to have it backwards. I think the reason for the piston to have it like separate ways is these valve fittings. The other ones are smaller than the other ones, so when it's on the correct position it won't bang at the valves. Something like this. Then there is half of my glove inside. That's okay. I have another pair. Hey, let's leave something behind, right, for the next one. That's there now. Okay, so let's try another way. I thought that it would be easier to have it another way, but I also thought that Earth is flat. No, I actually did not. So now I'm going to need the weight on this one. Now let's tackle it in. Take the gloves off. I don't want any more rubber inside the engine. It doesn't make that any safer. Like that. Let's see. I need to take off the underpanties from there and the red dress from here. And try not to tear off the gasket or anything. Cannot be happening. it won't fit there. Well, it was going too good anyways. Yeah, the bore is too big to fit in the bottom part of the engine, and I'm having enough. A little recap what did happen earlier. When I was trying to install the cylinder, it did not fit into the lower part of the engine. The diameter is too big here. That's really sad. So I managed to put back the old cylinder, and I did change the base gasket which was leaking. I did install the double pins which were missing from there. Of course, I'm a little bit disappointed with the 300cc because I was keen to see it working. And next I will go to play some NHL 20.